This review is made following 1 month of daily driver use of Redragon's Taipan Pro M810. Redragon sent me the mouse free of charge, but I am not being paid to make this review, so everything that I say will be of my own opinion. Anyways, let's get right into it. Hello everyone, and welcome to Midrange Tech. On the desk today is the Redragon Taipan Pro M810. It's an awesome mouse with awesome features and an awesome price. But before we begin, I'd like to explain how things are about to go down. This review is going to be separated into 4 individual parts: unboxing, hardware, software, and performance/battery life. At the end of each section, I'll give that portion of the mouse a score of 1 to 10. And now that you know that, let's get started with the unboxing. Unboxing the Taipan Pro is a relatively simple affair. Inside of the high-quality box, we have the user manual, USB-C charging cable, and the mouse itself. So not really a surprising unboxing experience, but nothing to complain about either. So I'll give it a 6 out of 10. Let's move on to the mouse itself. When it comes to the hardware, the actual mouse itself, Redragon has done an excellent job with the Taipan Pro. Everything from the matte black plastic to the well-integrated RGB just looks great. And yeah, the Taipan Pro definitely does look like a gaming mouse, but it also looks subdued enough to almost blend in with my normal setup when the RGB is off. And don't worry, we'll discuss RGB later. Anyways, looks aren't everything for a mouse. In fact, one of the most important design aspects of a mouse would be the ergonomics, and I'm very pleased to say that Redragon has absolutely nailed the ergonomics here. The flared sides with their very aggressive texture provide ample grip for my thumb, while the length and light shaping of the left and right click buttons makes clicking super comfortable. Not to mention that my entire hand fits pretty much perfectly on the Taipan Pro, so I'll give it a 9 out of 10 for design. Anyways, let's move away and into software. Redragon software, which can be found on their website, is quite simplistic. It's not bad software per se, but I've definitely seen more modern and more useful software, particularly with Logitech mice. Either way, I really appreciate that Redragon software allows you to very easily and quickly customize every aspect of the mouse. In fact, you can customize what every single button on the mouse does, including the left and right click. Beyond that, you're able to set up 5 individual profiles for the mouse, which include mouse sensitivity, DPI, and even how much scrolling the scroll wheel does. You've also got the ability to set up macros and to customize the RGB. Now, if I'm going to be honest, I have no idea how to actually create a macro, but I'm not enough of a power user to need one anyways. However, I do need and know how to customize the RGB, mostly because it's so simple. After all, there are only 4 things to change with the RGB: the movement, the brightness, the speed, and the color, although it appears that the color control only works on the steady lighting mode. So, because this software is a little too simple, but does provide decent customization, I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Let's move on to performance. Performance and battery life are definitely subjective, since everyone uses their mice differently. So in order to best portray the performance of the Taipan Pro, I'll show you a gameplay clip with my use of the mouse overlaid right on top. Here we go! So you've now seen my performance using the Taipan Pro, and you can gauge whatever you want from the footage, but I'll tell you right now that this is one of the smoothest, most accurate mice that I have ever used. Unlike a lot of cheaper, productivity-focused mice, Redragon's Taipan Pro feels almost telepathic in terms of how accurate the movement is. Everything is just super duper smooth. So, for performance, I'm giving it a 9 out of 10. And for battery life, I'll give it a 6 out of 10. This is because the rechargeable lithium-ion battery only lasts around 10 to 15 hours of use when the RGB is on. For power users, this will equate to roughly 3 days of usage if you use the mouse for about 5 hours a day. For someone like me, however, the Taipan Pro actually lasts closer to a full week on a charge before it warns me that the battery is low, which brings me to charging. It's a very interesting situation with this mouse. This is because while the mouse is charging, you can still use it, which isn't something that you can say for a lot of other mice. However, the Taipan Pro does take a couple of hours to charge, which might be a detriment to some power users. But now, let's move on to the conclusion. To conclude, let's tally up the final score. Out of 5 categories, the Taipan Pro has the opportunity to earn up to 50 points. And how many did it earn? 37 points. Add it all up and divide. That gives us a final score of 37 out of 50, or 7.4 out of 10. Overall, that's a very good score, especially when compared to higher-end mice. Anyways, I don't think that there's anything else to discuss when it comes to Redragon's amazing mouse. So with that, don't forget to use the code SHOTUS at reddragonshop.com. Have a great day. Bye-bye.